Okay, this video is about matching inequalities to their graphs. So this one says, which inequality is represented by this number line? Remember, closed dots have to be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, and open dots are less than or equal to. So in this case, it's greater than or equal to -1, but it's less than 3. So it has to be B. Okay, which inequality is represented by this number line? Really need to go through and solve each of these, which isn't a big deal on these ones. We're just going to add 6 to both sides. So this becomes x is greater than or equal to 6. And this one would be x is less than or equal to 6. X is greater than or equal to -6 because we subtract 6 from both sides. X is less than or equal to -6. Okay, and this is greater than or equal to 6. As long as you have your x first, your arrow will point in the way to go. So it's pointing that way. So A. Which graph represents this inequality? We can get rid of 2 of them right away, just based on this being a greater than. So greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to is a closed dot because it includes that number, and it's also a solid line. Less than or greater than is an open dot, and it's also a dash line because it does not include that. So this has to be a dash line, so it's got to be A or C, so we can get rid of B and D. And then let's test a point. Let's plug in 0, 0, and C. If we plug in 0, 0 for x and for y and it works, then that's where the shading goes. If it doesn't work, it goes on the other side. So if I plug in 0, 0 here, I'm going to have 0 is greater than -4. Is that true? 0 greater than -4, because all I do is replace x with 0 and y with 0, which just gives me 0. And that is true, so therefore we shade on that side, and so the answer is C. Okay, which inequality is graphed? It is a solid line. Okay, the y-intercept is +3. Okay, and then the slope is going to be up 1, 2, 3 over 2. Okay, so it's got to be either C or D. So if we plug in our point 0, 0, on this one we're going to get 0 is greater than or equal to 3. And on this one we're going to get 0 is less than or equal to 3. Okay, so which one of those is true? Double check that I'm right. Okay. 0 is less than or equal to 3. That's true, and that's where it's shaded. So that is the answer. It says Juan is 3 years older than Pedro. The sum of their ages is less than 27. Which inequality can be used to find the possibilities of Pedro's age? They all have the same equation, that Juan is 3 years older than Pedro, and the sum of their ages is that. So it says the sum of their ages is less than 27. That's the key there. So it's actually pretty easy. It's got to be B. It's the only one that has the less than symbol. Which number line represents this inequality? We just subtract 2 from both sides. We get x is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so it can't be F or J because those are open dots. And it's greater than, the x is first, so we know it's pointing that way, so it has to be G. Sandy wants to build a doghouse for St. Bernard. She found the graph below showing what height doghouses should be for different kinds of dogs. Which inequality is represented by this graph? Okay, y equals the absolute value of negative. Y is greater than or equal to negative absolute value of x. Okay, absolute value are v's. This is not shaped like a v, so we can get rid of that one. Y is greater than or equal to x. Well, this one has a y-intercept of 5. If this were the correct equation, it would be right here. So that can't be right. And then we have negative 5 or positive 5. Well, this line, the y-intercept starts at 5, so it has to be D. That's kind of more of an equation one than it is an inequality, but remember, your slope is what's touching x, and where you start, your graph is going to be your b here. So it's not 0, so it can't be b. It's not negative 5, so it can't be c, but it has to be d. And the last one, which inequality matches the number line? It is going to be c, because this is a solid dot, and this is an open dot. And that is it for matching graphs. So just watch dashed lines versus solid lines for greater than or equal to, and then open dots and closed dots. And then on these ones, make sure you test a point. And 0, 0 is the easiest one to test. So if it's true, then that's where you color. If it's not true, then color on the opposite.